Living here in Lisbon, Portugal has given me the opportunity to meet and strike up conversations with people from all over the world. I had this idea based on those conversations to create this new blog segment I'm going to call Lisbon Files. They're basically fun and interesting interviews with everyday people on the streets, just to get their view on this world that we share, and I hope you like them. So good morning. My name is John. And what are your names? Petra and? Thor. So I was wondering if you had any thoughts on the acquittal of Donald Trump with respect to his impeachment. Do you think that's a good or a bad thing for the world and for America?
From a point of my perspective, I study political science. In my opinion, it's rather interesting how many senators who were Republicans were also in favor of his impeachment. However, it can have some resolutions then trials against him, because when that many senators were for it just didn't pass by a slow margin. It can have impact in some other cases, but of course it would have a better outcome if it would actually go through and he would not be allowed for public office, in my opinion. But it can be interesting to see in future how it will develop. Go.
And what are your thoughts?
I actually think the impeachment should have gone through. I think that would have been a good thing. But the Republicans, in my opinion, they're too afraid to let him lose Trump, because they still need him for all the voters he's appealing to, and that's why they still didn't make up their mind if they should really distance themselves from him or still somehow keep him on the leash.
So what are your thoughts about Trump's effect on the world in terms of the past 4 years?
In my opinion, it's that it definitely messed up the relations between countries, because there was a mistrust towards US, and you can see so many people in high powers currently are looking forward to cooperating with the new administrative, because they see it as a chance to restore the good relationships. But the Trump of course made a lot of impacts and wounds, and it will be harder to get into the state where it was before Trump. So I think the relationships which were cannot be restored fully, because there is such a harsh, especially in certain countries, there was a travel ban for so many countries who are at the Middle East. So I'm sure they won't be really happy to jump on, yeah, we like America again. I think that's not possible.
And with respect to race relations, I know that there's obviously with George Floyd and the problem with racial disparity in the United States. I do see that a little bit in Europe as well. What do you think about that?
At least I would say that we both come from countries where there's not that much of a problem, but it's just that I somehow I actually never been to US, so I see that as an outsider it's a huge problem in the US, because you cannot get into a good school, you have much higher less chances to get a proper education and stuff like that. But I think when the problems are being brought up, it might actually have a greater impact. You can now see there's a giant getting up with the social media, and how they're trying to help the artists, the black Afro-American artists and people, and they try to showcase how well they are doing despite of all of this, and how well they could do if they would not have to fight as hard as they had to.